Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire and I am the singing sewist, and today I'm going to be talking all about coats. As part of my plans for autumn/winter, I've decided that I'm going to make myself a new coat. You can just see the fabric here behind me. It's this glorious red, it's an acrylic blend coating fabric from Minerva, and I don't know if you can see on the top, that's going to be the lining fabric, which is this gorgeous kind of spotty red blue multicolored fabric. Now that's the fabric. I know it's going to be a coat. I don't yet know what pattern I'm going to use though, and that's where I'm hoping you can help me. I'm going to run through 6 options that I have, and comment below and let me know what you think is your favourite. I think I have a preference, but I could be persuaded, so let me know what you think. If you saw my last video, you'll know that the reason for making this is, there's 2 reasons for making this coat. First reason is that I've wanted a red winter coat for quite a while now. I used to have one when I was much younger, in my early 20s, and absolutely loved it, wore it all the time, and I've never found a replacement for it because I wore it so much it was kind of falling to pieces, and so I had to get rid of it. But yeah, I've never really found another one to fill its place, take its place. So it's been sort of niggling away in the back of my mind for years that I want to make another one, and I bought the fabric last year, I believe. May even have been 2 years ago, I can't remember now, but I've had the fabric for quite a long time and just haven't got around to making it yet. But reason 2 for making it now is that as part of the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge, which I've been following along with, run by Sam, Sequin Girly, the 3rd month, so for the month of November, the challenge is to make something for a cozy winter walk, and that's what I'm planning to make for my cozy winter walk. So let's have a look at the patterns. Before I do, I'll just tell you what I'm wearing, which is my Reef Sweatshirt in this sort of plum coloured sweatshirting from Lamazi Fabrics, which is so soft. It's really lovely to wear, and I'm with the rose gold zip, and I did the half zip stand-up collar version, and then underneath I've got Naya t-shirt by Tammy Handmade, made in some Tilly and the Buttons cotton jersey. So it's Saturday, I'm in my comfies, hence the kind of slightly dishevelled look today, but I didn't think you guys would mind. So patterns, the ones I've looked at, I want something that's going to be slightly fitted. And by that I mean I don't like them, that I'm not a person who follows fashion as such. I don't keep up with the trends. I don't know what's in the high street. I don't shop on the high street anymore because I make all my clothes. So I'm not a trend follower. I will follow like this colour is really big this season and I happen to really like it, so I've bought that. But I'm not a trend follower in terms of fashion, so I don't really know what the styles are. However, I have watched the Sew the Trends videos by the Fold Line, which I'll link the first one down below in the description, because that's the one where Kate talks all about colour palette and also outerwear and coats. And it looks like the fashion this year is massive oversized coats, funnel neck collar coats, and sort of jackets and puffer. I think padded jackets are here to stay again this season. I don't particularly think I can wear padded jackets very easily. Not to say I won't ever, but never say never, but it's not something that I particularly want to make at this point. Oversized coats, I just think I'll look like I'm wearing my dad's coat if I'm in an oversized coat. I just don't think that oversized, massively big coat style suits me. I'm quite small in terms of, I'm only 5'4". I'm not exactly petite, but I'm short, and I think a big oversized coat is just going to absolutely swamp me and I'll look ridiculous. So I don't want oversized, so I want it slightly fitted, but I don't want it too fitted because I want to be able to wear big jumpers and things underneath and not worry about it being like tight around the middle. And I said in my last video also that the kind of patterns I'm going to be looking at are ones that are suitable for people with shorter waists. So my top half is shorter compared to my bottom half, so my waist sits quite high, and a lot of the fitted styles go in too low for me, and that's kind of like my biggest area. So they're just never going to fit around the waist, and I know I could alter them, and in fact I think there is one option I've got in here that would lend itself to altering it, but ideally I want something that's semi-fitted but not too fitted, if that makes sense. So let's have a look at the options I've got. First I'm going to talk about the Closet Core Clare pattern. Obviously one of my favourites, named after me, although it's spelt wrong because there's no I in the Clare of the pattern. I've got the pattern envelope here. Again, the writing's going to be all backwards, so I will pop in pictures as we go as well. But this is the Closet Core Clare, and the version I've made before is this version with the funnel collar, and given that funnel collars are back in fashion apparently this season, this is one that I am seriously considering making again. I've made it twice before already, and I'll put pictures here and here probably of the ones I've made previously, and I do wear both of them a lot. It's just a really good style on me. It's kind of like just a sort of a swing coat style, I think. So it's kind of fitted around the shoulders and then it just sort of gradually flares out. I don't want a collar this tall because that would come up to about here on me and it would get covered in makeup and lipstick and all sorts. So what I've done with the two I've made is I've just halved the height of the collar to make it stand. It still stands up, it still comes to like my chin, but I didn't want it like right up over my face. Yeah. So I've done this version but with half the height of the collar. And I am seriously considering making that again. The first version I made was bright pink and I love it. I absolutely adore the colour. I've worn it quite a bit, but I made a silly error on it. The lining I've used, whilst gorgeous, it's the sort of spotty fabric. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in any of the pictures, but it's a gorgeous fabric. It's a sort of a silky, it's not a natural fibre, I don't think. It's but it's sort of a silky satiny fabric. And because when you make the coat, obviously you put the wrong sides of the lining to the wrong sides of the coat, so all the seams are all hidden away. I thought, I don't need to overlock any of it because you're not going to see the seams. Doesn't matter if there's raw edges, except it frays a lot. So all of the seams where the fabric has frayed so much with like rubbing against the seam of the outer coat, they're all starting to come apart because it's frayed so much. It's frayed back past the stitching line. So I've tried to mend it a couple of times. I have now overlocked the fabric, but the pockets in particular and inside of the sleeves just keep fraying, and so I end up with bits of thread over me every time I wear it. So I don't tend to wear it that often, which is a shame because I do love it. I think what I might need to do at some point is take the whole thing apart and put a completely new lining in, but I'm just not sure if I can be bothered to do that. So we'll see. I'll keep wearing it as is until it absolutely falls apart, but yeah, it was a learning curve. It's the first coat I ever made, so you know, you've got to learn from these things, haven't you? And then the second one I made, which I'll pop in here again, is a camel coloured version, and I love that. I wear that all the time. It's kind of my go-to winter coat at the moment. So yeah, I do love the Clare coat pattern by Closet Core. Size wise, it's a pretty good size range on this. It goes from their size 0, which is a bust of 31 inches, up to a size 20, which is a bust of 46 inches. And because, like I said, because of the way it's sort of shaped, it's just like it fits on the shoulders and then just sort of flares out. It's very forgiving and very cozy. I've not done the welt pockets. I've not done this zip up version either, which is a bit longer. I've only done this shorter button up version with the regular pockets rather than welt pockets. But there are lots of options you can do, different options on this. So it's a possibility. That's option number 1, Closet Core Clare coat. Option number 2, when I bought the fabric, this is the pattern I bought to make with it, because this I thought was going to be perfect. It still might be, but I'm not 100% sure. So the next one I've got is a Butterick pattern. And it's particularly this version here that I was thinking of. And I think it's because of the collar and it being reminiscent of my original red coat, although that wasn't an asymmetric one. My original one was a centre close. I think it may have been double-breasted. I think it might have been double-breasted. But I did think that this shawl collar would be quite a good substitute for my original. And I do kind of like the way that this is slightly fitted, but not too close fitting. If you have a look, I don't know if you can see the line drawings there, but you can see it's princess seamed. So there's quite a bit of scope for getting the fit right with the princess seams. But that would involve making toiles. I'm not a big toile person, particularly not for something like a winter coat. I just want to make it. I just want it done. So I'm not sure. I might just go for it. But that's if I decide to go with this option. I do quite like it. I'm just not 100%. So size-wise on this one, we go from, where are we? Size 8. Yeah, that's the body measurements. So a size 8, which is a bust of 31.5 inches. And it goes up to a size 24, which is a bust of 46 inches. So a pretty good size range on that. Waist-wise, my waist is about 34/35 inches at the moment, which would put me in a size 20. But that has a bust of 42 and my bust is only 38. So there would be some grading required between a 16 and a 20, I think, on this. But that's doable. You know, I quite often have to grade my patterns between sizes. So definitely a contender. I'm not 100% sure, but I do quite like it. And like I said, this is what I originally envisaged. Is that the word? Envisaged the coat looking like. So that's definitely a strong contender. So that's number 2, is the Butterick pattern. Number 3. A bit of a wild card at number 3. I don't think this is going to be an option, but I thought I'd just drag it out for consideration anyway. Number 3 is actually, I think it's a cape. Yes, it's just a cape rather than a coat. And it's this McCall's pattern, McCall's M6209. And it's the main version here. I wouldn't want a hood on it. But this one with the added scarf, apparently coats with added scarves are also in this season. So this was a consideration. I actually bought this pattern for a costume for Sophie. I think I used this version here to make her Princess Leia outfit. But yeah, it'd be the main picture that I would make, if any of them, with the extra scarf. Not sure how I feel about a cape. It could work. It's nice and easy to put on, but I like to be snuggled up in my coats. So I'm not sure how warm that would keep me. And also I'm not sure with the wool, what kind of fabric does it say to use? Fleece, wool, wool blends, Melton. So yeah, they do suggest the kind of coating fabric like the one I've bought. I don't know. What do we think? Has anybody else made a cape? What do you think about wearing a cape? I mean, red and a cape. I feel like I would be a little bit like Little Red Riding Hood. That's no bad thing, as long as I avoid wolves. But yeah, so like I said, a bit of a wild card. Toying with making this version. It would save it. You wouldn't need to worry too much about the fit on it, would you? Because that would be nice and easy to fit. Next up, we've got, this is again another one that I bought originally for a pattern for Sophie. I think it was for, I can't remember the name of the character, but I'll put a picture in of her wearing the outfit I made, which I heavily adapted, I have to say. And this is New Look 6325. It was quite a shiny packet, this one. And again, it's the main image that I would probably look at making. I think it was the collar that drew me to it, and the fact that it's in red. So it reminded me of my red coat I had originally. It's quite a nice simple design with just sort of one button. One big statement button, so that would be nice, wouldn't it, to find a proper big statement button that I could use. This one is not a cape, it is a proper coat, so it has sleeves, and I just quite like the asymmetric ness of it. Line drawings on this are pretty limited. You just get the back views by the looks of it. Size wise, it goes from an extra small, which is a bust of 30.5 to 31.5, up to an XL, which is a bust of 44 to 46. So this is only 5 sizes, but it covers a decent size range, the same as the others really. And again, because it's only sort of fitted across the shoulders and the sleeves, the rest of it is just sort of hanging loose. I think fit is not so much of an issue on this. So again, you know, short-waistedness is not a problem. So yeah, but that's a definite consideration. I think this is the same version as that, and you can just see how the line drawing looks. I do quite like the look of that, the more I look at it. But I think this is definitely an option to consider for another coat, but not necessarily this one, because I do fancy a long coat. So the ones I've got at the moment are short, and I love wearing them, but it doesn't keep you as warm. I want the top half of my legs covered as well. So I think I want a long coat, which might rule this one out. But again, what are your thoughts? What do we think to that one? So that's number 3 we're on to. Is that right? No, number 4. I can't count, which is good when you work in finance, isn't it? But that's number 4, the new look 6325. Next up, let's do this one next. This is my only actual, oh no, I've got 2 indie patterns and 4 2 indie patterns and 4 big 6, however many they are, patterns, which is quite an interesting mix. But the next one I was considering is the coat by the Avid Seamstress. And I'll show you the front there, but I'll pop a picture in here of the artwork from the pattern. This is not one I've made before. It looks fairly straightforward, but it also looks like the kind of style I want. So it's a proper kind of collar, single-breasted with just a couple of buttons that do up, and long, but quite a simple shape to it. I'm just trying to find the actual main pattern to see if I can see sizing and what height it's drafted for. I think this is just the lining that I've got here. Yes, I think it's just the lining. I must have it somewhere, so I'll pop it along the bottom of the screen somewhere, the sizes that this is drafted for. Oh, is this it? Here we go. This is the main pattern. Look, I printed this out and stuck it together ages ago, and I just haven't got around to making it or even reading it properly. As you can tell, didn't do my homework, miss. So let's just have a quick look. If anybody knows what height Avid Seamstress draft for, because I don't think I've made any of their patterns before, do let me know. But it looks to me like it's not going to be too long. This is my worry, that making a long coat is going to be too long, and again it will swamp me and make me look ridiculous. My mum always used to say, because my mum is also short, even shorter now, but she is 94, bless her. But yeah, she always used to say if she wore a skirt that was a bit too long, or a long coat or something, she always used to say, make me look like old Granny Griddles. So yes, that's what my worry is with the long coat. But I can obviously chop it off at whatever length I need it to be, but this one doesn't look like it would be too long to start with. So that's the Avid Seamstress, the coat, which is a definite contender as well. So that's number 5. And then finally we come to number 6, and this is a Vogue pattern. It's V1752, which is again this version here, because it's in red. I think actually they're pretty much the same version, just in different fabrics. But if we have a look at the line drawings, you can see again, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that because it's very shiny, but again it's got quite a few seam lines, princess seam lines, which could quite easily be adjusted for fit. It's got some quite nice detailing on the back actually. It's got this vent at the back with pleats in, which gives a bit more fullness in the skirt. Is that what you call it on a coat? The bottom part of the coat gives it a bit more fullness, but the front remains quite simple and neat, so you don't get excess bulk fabric here. All the interest, if you like, is around the back. So that I quite like the look of as well. I think this version is actually slightly shorter than this one, so I'd probably do the shorter version. Yeah. What do we think? What do you think I should make my red fabric into? I do like, see, this is also, it's, I don't know if you can see, it's got the nice collar, and it's also slightly, this side, isn't it, asymmetric with like 3 buttons. They're all kind of similar in that vein, aren't they? But yeah, what coat should I make for this winter? Pop a comment below, let me know what you think. Or if there's another coat pattern that you've made that you think I should give a go to, let me know. I do want long, I think, and I do probably want a collar of some description. That's helpful, isn't it? Let me know what you think, and I will look forward to speaking to you soon. And then in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully, I will do another video explaining, well, revealing which pattern I've chosen and the finished article. I will be wearing that, hopefully. So yes, hope you're all well and you're all enjoying some sewing time, enjoying this lovely sunshine that we've got today. And I will speak to you soon. Take care. Goodbye.